538, the blog famous for predicting elections, is pretty well known for predicting sports results and also the Oscars. And they think they have an idea of where the 2016 Academy Awards will go based on a few different ways of giving out points to a system they use. Basically, they use data from historical wins related to different award shows, like the Directors Guild, the Producers Guild, the Writers Guild, etc. The Golden Globes as well. So they award points based on nominations, and they award points based on winning other shows. And they go different up and down through different categories. Like perhaps they're very good at predicting Best Director based on the DGA, but they're very poor at predicting Best Actress based on that same data. So they have a tentative model so far. Let's go through what they're doing. Of course, this is going to be more beefed up as we get through more awards. They do believe at this point Spotlight is most likely to take Best Picture. However, Revenant isn't that far behind, and Mad Max Fury Road isn't far behind that. It just seems like the only one who probably doesn't have a chance are the bottom three. We also have Best Director. It's worth waiting 2 weeks to see the Directors Guild weigh in, because 84% of the time over the past 25 years, the frontrunner there won also here. So it looks like, unless there's a major coup, George Miller is very likely to win Best Director this year, according to this data.
I feel is deserved. Like Mad Max was amazing. I haven't seen Revenant or Spotlight, so I can't speak to it, but like that was just so good.
And then moving on to Best Actress. Brie Larson is very far in the lead above any other choice. I believe Charlotte Rampling and Jennifer Lawrence couldn't be awarded points for certain categories because they just weren't nominated for specific shows. I believe SAGs and BAFTAs? Yeah. The SAG Award is usually the strongest outlier for this. Likewise, for Best Actor, Leonardo DiCaprio is heavily in the lead. If he wins the SAG Award, this category goes from a race to an almost certainty that he will win the Oscar this year. Matt Damon isn't nominated for a SAG Award, so he gets the fewest potential points, unfortunately. This is actually very close. Supporting Actress. Alicia Vikander and Kate Winslet are neck and neck. This is probably the closest race in all of these, stats-wise. Both the BAFTA and the SAG Awards for Best Supporting Actress are predictive of this category. SAG more so, and they both won one. And then we have Sylvester Stallone in the lead for Best Supporting Actor. It's interesting because no award is, or different award show is the kingmaker, they say, or the one that's most likely to indicate a winner. So most historically predictive is the Golden Globes, where he did win this year. So that is why he's listed so high. So this is an interesting way to use statistics to predict the future. There are some other ways to figure things out as well.
The way I've always done it, and like I've won a couple of like Oscar office pool kinds of things, like, and I'm nowhere close to this like sort of data analyst, but like like the Golden Globes are always like, if they win the Globe, like it seems like there's like so much bigger of a chance that they're gonna win the Oscar. So like I've always like used the Globes as a baseline, and then I look to the individual guilds. It's like, okay, well, who did the screenwriters say should be the best?
Because,
like, is the best.
I mean, a lot, as you said, a lot of the voting boards for one are on the voting board for the other.
Exactly. So, like, if the Writers Guild is like, oh, well, the best writer was, you know, this guy on this movie, then that's probably who's going to win the Oscar. And that tends to, like, have proven itself, at least by my own experience. And it's the same with, like, directors and stuff like that. So, you know, I think it's a good system.
It's a pretty strong predictor. The critics' choices are also in there, but however, they generally aren't in the voting pool. They're more of like, they can control the dialogue through the press, but they are not the ones really setting it forth. Also from 538, they have a way of the internet predicting the Academy Awards, and they use two different models. One was the Google News model, one was the Twitter model. So for Google News, they're looking more at like the buzz, or who's going to be, you know, who's talked about the most, which is, I mean, if you think about it, the voters, they don't see every movie. So they're going to probably go off of, oh, well, this seems pretty good. So they had someone who studied economics at Harvard who is now doing freelance research working on this. According to him, Best Picture is a tight race between The Revenant, The Martian, and Room, with win probabilities at 19, 17, and 17%. Respectively. He does believe George Miller is the leader for Best Director. Leonardo DiCaprio is the leader for Best Actor. Jennifer Lawrence has a 40% chance of winning Best Actress, according to him, which is very different from the statistical route that we had before. Twitter is based on a similar prospect of people using certain hashtags and following them.
Like keywords and stuff?
Yeah, which was generally related to positive outcome. In this model, they said there was a 54% chance for The Revenant to win Best Picture, followed closely by Spotlight at 34%. And they said, according to this, Leonardo DiCaprio has a 98% shot at Best Actor, Brie Larson at 89% to win Best Actress. That's according to Twitter, though. We have Twitter, Google, and then 538's own way of figuring out who is going to win. All of these based on statistics. So don't ever let anyone tell you that you're not going to use math, because you're using it right now on an entertainment story.
I think Google and the Twitter method are good, like help. Like I think they help guide some of the decisions, but I don't know that they're that predictive.
Yeah,
like you
I
Google
would go
other
with
things like
the other statistics based on nominations and wins.
Yeah.
Because those are directly related to the people making the decisions, as opposed to the fans who, while are powerful, are not the ones making the decisions. And as you know, the Oscars often don't represent what the general public thinks.
Exactly.
Audience, who do you want to believe? We know who we want to believe. And who do you think will take home the Academy Awards this year? Let us know below. Maybe you're not going to use math. And please like and subscribe for more. But use math.